Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Muhammad Adil Ashraf bin Muhammad Roslan, and today I'm going to talk about the airline recruitment of female pilots. Although flying was traditionally considered a man's job, several incredible women throughout history took a risk and learned the ropes. This first female aviator broke new ground for subsequent generations. Women pilots are now the norm rather than the exception. You have probably have heard or might not have heard of those names such as Raymond de la Roque, and Spencer Morrow Limburg, Bessie Coleman, and Sheila Scott. Nowadays, commercial pilots play a key role in global transport and tourism every day. The statistics show among airplane pilots is estimatedly around 3.4% of them are women compared to 96.6% which are men. The percentage of women pilots is still quite low, despite the fact that the number of women pilots has been rising steadily over the past few decades. Anyone who frequently takes commercial flights will immediately recognize this to be true without consulting any data at all. The industry needs to improve gender equality in the cockpit. Most countries have a poor single-digit percentage of female pilots. India leads all major markets with 12.4% female pilots. Let's take a look at what the country is doing right and the steps to improve further. India has the world's highest ratio of female pilots, and even the US has only 5.5% female pilots, and the UK has 4.7%. Even 12% is nowhere near the degree of parity. The business must aspire for, but it's an improvement and move in the right way. India's success in recruiting women as pilots began with government outreach campaign in the 1940s that sparked interest in the industry. The data raised questions about how nations that rank 135 among 140 countries for gender parity reverse the trend in this industry. Some replies may help other countries and sectors recruit more women. Businesses that are more diverse tend to perform better actually, and some studies have indicate that female pilots have fewer safety issues. Hiring more women could help airlines overcome personnel shortage as demand recover following the COVID outbreak. Women accounted for only 4% of ATP certificate holders back in 2018. Workforce data that reveal, however, that women make up over 13% of aviation student population. It appears that the percentage of women working in this field is on the rise, so maybe things will continue to improve. The percentage of women would more than triple to 13%, yet that would still be grossly insufficient, right? More than 800,000 new pilots are needed, including over 200,000 in the United States alone. So it's crucial to view that need in this field as an opportunity to fill the gap with more female pilots. Now is one of the best times in history to study and work in the aviation industry. More women in the cockpit and potentially other high-profile aviation professions are possible with ongoing education and outreach efforts. So, what are the female pilots actually face? Their challenge first. The first challenge they are faced is the perception of aviation as a field where men naturally excel in. For example, pilot licenses are pricey between the renting an aircraft to log your flight hours, the flight instructor fees, instruction. You'll spend almost 10,000 to acquire a recreational license. The predicted expense scares everyone. Anyone who wants to go flight school and acquire a license certainly evaluate if they can earn back their investment. This entails introspection about their piloting chances. If aviation was seen as a field where women can excel as much as men, more women may train to become pilot. Second, a training environment that is not friendly toward female. What happened to the student pilot who applied for a student license to do flight training? I think many of them didn't finish or don't get an advanced pilot license. The training environment is a major role in this phenomena. Standard flying instruction is tailored for male students who make up 90% of crew. Most flight instructors are men. Female flying students may find it harder to communicate with instructor and get peer support. Female flight trainees feel they must outperform their male peers to be deemed an average pilot. Lack of emotional damage, social support might be discouraged even most intelligent female aviation students. However, one of the biggest barriers for women becoming flight trainer has been described as a toxic environment for women. Number third, the study found that female commercial airline pilots face gender discrimination at work. This bad perception, psychological pressure can impact their behavior and performance. Female pilots are regarded more harshly when they make mistakes. Separate studies suggest that female pilots are perceived as less competent. So this tendency was seen among male, female pilot, and even non-pilot respondents. So, on my final thought on this video are, while other industries including medicine, law enforcement have increased female representation, aviation is still struggling. Progress over the past few years has been growing. Communities, corporation, training institutions, and individuals must work together to have more women in aviation.